Welcome to the Critical Cinema Club. I'm Colm.
I'm Sean.
And what are we going to discuss today, Sean?
We are going to talk about guilty pleasures. So these are films that nobody's meant to like, but we love them. And we want to talk about why we love them. I'm going to go first, right? Obviously, we're going to lose loads of credibility talking about some of these films.
What do you mean lose credibility?
We've gained a little bit because people know we like Star Wars and Marvel, so that's given us some credibility.
Yeah.
But now those people are going to probably switch off.
That's not the solution, is it?
I'm going to kick things off with a film. I don't even know if you can call it a guilty pleasure in some ways.
Yeah, okay.
Tron Legacy. So it's rated fairly highly on IMDb, but you know, whenever people talk about it online, they talk smack about it and say it's a bad story, this, that and the other. And I'm like, it shook me when I saw that because I thought it was a great film.
Do you know, I wouldn't exactly call that a guilty pleasure though. I just think that's a film that you can enjoy. I mean, for me, a guilty pleasure, and this isn't one of my ones, it's like if you would have said something like The Never Ending Story or something like that, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Is that a guilty pleasure? I thought that'd be a good film.
Have you seen it?
Well, it's still going on, so I'll probably catch it somewhere.
Lol.
But
Tron Legacy is I think the thing with I think if you'd have said the first Tron, then yeah, because it hasn't held up well.
I think what you might find is in the comments, and I'm inviting people to chip in. I think you might see a mix.
Okay.
So, I think what you tend to find is people like myself that like like the effect. I basically treat it as like a 90-minute Daft Punk video.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah,
and then you can't go wrong with that.
I think the music in that film is amazing.
It is really good.
I've also been on the Tron Legacy ride at Disney World in Florida.
Have you?
Yeah,
I'd love to.
It's brilliant.
I'd love to do that.
It's a great ride.
But yes, I do think you'll find there'll have some naysayers, and it always seems to divide opinion. So maybe not such a guilty pleasure, because I think guilty pleasure is probably more universally like.
Yeah.
But
What did you get on IMDb? Let's have a quick look.
It was 6.8, I think.
I've got a rule where if a film is lower than 7, then I don't really want to watch it.
Because you're missing out on those good films there.
Well, one of my favourite films, and this isn't a guilty pleasure because I've done my Throwback Thursday on it, and I mention it quite a lot, is The Rocketeer. That's 6.8.
Okay.
But that's not what I would call a guilty pleasure for me.
No.
Yeah, 6.6 in fact, that gets on IMDb. I'm really surprised by that. So maybe I need to lower my score down to anything over a 6.5.
What I tend to find as an IMDb is 6 and above is alright.
Okay.
It's a film that's you're probably going to think, yeah, that was alright. Not a bad film. I think when you're in the 5s, you got a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Which some of my films are.
There's supposed to be a third Tron film coming out.
Oh, they're doing it with Jared Leto.
Yeah, I was just going to say Jared Leto, isn't it?
But what they did...
Automatically don't want to watch it.
But they set it up nicely because they've got... What's his face?
Evan Peters is also in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's Quicksilver?
Yeah. Who's in it from Oppenheimer?
So in the Tron Legacy film, they've got... what do they call him? Sorry. Peaky Blinders guy. He's part of the board in...
of course he is, yes. He's at the start of the film, isn't he? Oh, yeah, of course he is.
But what they did was, he's the son of the bad guy from the first Tron film. And the idea was that once the film was successful, they'd do another one with him in it as the bad guy and all the rest of it.
Right.
But it never happened because it wasn't really that well received.
Okay. But to be fair to Cillian Murphy, though, he's pretty much brilliant in everything he's in.
He's one of them names I like him a lot, and I just always Tommy Shelby.
Yeah.
But no, I think that film gets a lot of undeserved. Yeah, I think it's mainly the story people got issue with, but I don't mind it. I think
6.8.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, people might even disagree that I'm even putting this as a guilty pleasure then if it's 6.8, but I think hopefully some people understand why I've picked it, because some people do turn the nose up at it. I've found.
I would agree. I saw that. I didn't see it in the cinema, and I wish I had done, because it looks like it's one of those films that could really be enjoyed on the big screen. I think that it is better than people say it is. I felt at the time when I watched it, I thought, you know what, that was pretty decent. Yeah. I don't regret losing those 2.5 hours of my life, or however long the film was. What
they do need to do with it is release it in 4K.
Yes.
Still, if there's ever a film that needs to be in 4K, it's
that should have been released in 4K without a doubt.
But it doesn't seem like there's a demand for it. So whoever that 4K person is, please make that happen.
No, not get lost, will you?
Me personally, I wouldn't be embarrassed to say you like that film because I think there's a lot in that film to enjoy. Like Jeff Bridges is great in it.
He is. I mean, I suppose I'm not embarrassed about. I would champion it. I would defend it all day, every day.
Well, Clue wasn't the baddie of the first film. He was one of the heroes. Him and Tron. But then Clue turns into the baddie in the second one.
Well, is Clue in the first one? I've not.
Yeah, that's Jeff. Jeff
it,
Bridges it's his avatar, isn't it, Clue?
Is it? It's been a very long time since I watched the original.
Yeah, he is Clue. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have got a clue.
Well, I had no clue.
Alan Bradley, that character, he was Tron in the first one.
Well, that is
Rinsler.
Yeah, they did mess that up. You know, a lot of people take issue with that, how they actually treated Tron, and I can concede that.
You gotta be kidding me.
And Michael Sheen was in it, and Michael Sheen's always good.
As David Bowie.
It was very David Bowie-esque, wasn't it?
It was. But I think it's a fantastic. I love Put It On. It's and I put it on for my daughter. She loved it as well. So
here's one for you though, with Michael Sheen. At that time of his career, he was popping up in quite a few films as all of these quirky kind of characters, and you know he's a very character-based actor. You know, you know when I say that, it's like you go to the cinema and you watch a film with The Rock in it.
Yeah.
The Rock is playing The Rock. Michael Sheen plays these different characters. In this one, he's called Castor or Zeus or whatever it is.
Zeus, yeah.
Zeus, and then he's Brian Clough in The Damned United.
You want bloody shooting?
Or he's David Frost. He also played Tony Blair in The Queen as well, and he's somebody who could play a multitude of different characters.
I like him a lot, and he never got the big roles. I hoped he would, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah, Tron Legacy for me is gets too much smack talked about it. I'd like to give him a bit more respect.
Yeah.